Today on Marketing Update, Yahoo makes a big announcement. YouTube gets kind of blurry and inbound links. A bad thing? Stay tuned for this and more on today's Marketing Update.
Welcome to the Marketing Update, your source for what's hot and what's not in the world of marketing. I'm Ellie Mirman.
And I'm Andrew Quinn, and we're coming to you live from Cambridge, Massachusetts. Yes.
I like that.
Fantastic, absolutely.
Nice little
I'm going to
signal.
conduct the audience today. It's going to be spectacular.
You should do that.
They are my little puppets.
We appreciate you coming out for a special lunchtime episode of HubSpot TV of Marketing Update, excuse me. We are at a special time because we've got our HubSpot company birthday party.
Happy birthday to us.
Yay!
We're 6.
We are 6 indeed. It's a big day for us and the birthday party, and we're going to have a whole shindig this afternoon. And
there's another birthday too, Ellie.
There is another birthday. There are a couple of birthdays today, but we want to give a shout out to our producer, David Guerrera, whose birthday is also today. So
happy birthday, producer Dave.
All right. Well, the usual items. Hashtag is MKTGUp. Tweet at us during the show and after. We'd love to hear from you. You can see that that is our only sign, so I hope you really enjoyed it.
We're going sign-free today because one of the things we noticed upon review is that the signs look blank. We need a better camera, producer Dave. Perhaps for your birthday, you can invest in one.
Yeah. For your birthday, for HubSpot's birthday, it's a nice little pair right there.
I think so.
The other items, so old episodes are on iTunes. Watch them and give us 5-star reviews. And then come on by. We're normally filming every Friday at 4 p.m., so tune in then. Come on by. You can grab a beer. We're not drinking beer at this show, I don't think, because it's a little too early. But normally,
we will be soon, though. Why? Because it's our birthday.
That's right.
Let's get down to, what do you think, Ellie? Should we get down to business?
We should.
Let's get down to business. Marketing business. First story, big one. Not necessarily a marketing story per se, but Marissa Mayer from Google, VP, going to be CEO of Yahoo.
Yeah.
Big, big deal.
Probably the biggest news of the week.
Incredible. Now,
it was the biggest news of the week.
I thought
There are
so.
so many articles about it.
well, you know, if you think about it, Yahoo in many ways has kind of been a bit of a backwater in a lot of respects. They were the first search engine, but it's been kind of marginalized for a long time. And can she actually turn that around?
I mean, Marissa has been one of the faces of Google and also one of the faces of, you know, female tech people, executives, and so forth. We're doing really great with technology today.
Looks like the lights are about to explode with excitement over our birthday. But back to the story.
But we need the lights to stay on because they're keeping us warm in this incredibly
Indeed.
cold room. Yes. All right, back to marketing.
Yes, back to Marissa and Yahoo and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. I mean, she's going from arguably a leading operation. I mean, Google
Yes.
clearly, I mean, head and shoulders above anybody else in the search game, online ad game, and she's going to Yahoo, which is arguably like way behind.
But she gets to be CEO. A
True.
couple of the articles were saying that it was because she was maybe pushed down the ranks a little bit in recent years at Google. So maybe she needed a new challenge, new step up, and Yahoo offered it with a crap ton of money. Yeah.
Well, nothing wrong with that. So Ellie, I'm obviously not a woman.
No?
No, although on the weekends. Anyway,
What are you doing this weekend?
it's going to be exciting. What do you think about that angle? That's the other sort of news story is the whole, like, you know, she's pregnant. We missed that part.
Right.
And the impact that that's having in the whole news cycle relative to this whole thing. It's kind of overshadowing the Yahoo deal.
Yeah, I feel like equally, at least half of the stories are just about Marissa herself and her being pregnant. She's expecting a baby boy, I think, in October. And how she's this, you know, female executive. She's going to have a baby too. She's going to be CEO. She's already stepping up. She was already, you know, one of the top women executives, and now she's going to be even in a higher position. And she's having a baby, which is great. Congratulations to her.
We love that. It's
of course. But she's not even really taking maternity leave. She's taking off a couple of weeks. She's going to be working throughout the whole thing. And what sort of message does that send? You know, if you want to be a female executive, you can't take any personal time.
There's a lot of debate about that whole thing.
I mean, it's still good to have any female role models in executive positions, so
Clearly.
that's great. But I don't know about
It's
this.
unfortunate that has to happen. Oh, fantastic.
You know, this happened, I think, on the show that we were gone for, and they're like, oh, those crazy shenanigans never happen when we're hosting.
You know what I think the marketing takeaway here, Ellie, is?
What's
Invest more in your equipment.
I like it. All
So
right.
anyway, congratulations, Marissa. We wish you the best of luck.
All right. Also talking about old sites that were hugely popular that have maybe...
I'm sorry, I can't see you. It's dark.
You know, there's that TV show, it's like Dining in the Dark or Dating in the Dark. This is HubSpot TV or Marketing Update in the Dark.
I could hide under the desk and no one would know because
Yeah.
it's dark.
Yeah, you have your mic on you, so you might as well. No? All right. Switching from Yahoo to Dig. All right, Dig was one of the top social news sites for a while.
Not no more.
Yeah. In the last couple of years, we haven't even mentioned Dig. It's crazy. The first couple of years of when I was at HubSpot, it was all about getting to that first page. We were writing all these blog articles, trying to get to that first page, because if you actually did that, you would get 10,000 visitors in the span of an hour, something ridiculous.
Well, I remember when I was training new people in HubSpot, we always talked about Dig as one of the social media environments you want to get connected to, you want to promote your content there.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way anymore.
Right.
Completely changed.
Yeah.
So they were sold, weren't they?
So last week they were sold off in pieces, no less.
That's never good.
Yeah. One of the articles described it as a flea market. Kind of sad. So the Washington Post picked up the Dig team for $12 million.
Is that like you can get 18 tube socks for $9, like one of those kind of flea market deals, or?
That was the deal that BetaWorks got. So LinkedIn picked up about 15 patents, things like click a button to vote up a story, and that was for $4 million.
Who would have thought you could patent that button technology?
I
Apparently
know.
you can.
Yeah.
And it's worth a couple of $1 million.
Yeah. And then BetaWorks picked up the crumbs for $500,000. They got the domain, code, data, and traffic. All the stuff that everyone knew of as Dig.
They got
just
for
picked up-
$500,000.
Yeah.
That
So-
says a lot.
Right. Yeah, not long ago.
Sorry, Dig.
Yeah.
Here's a shovel. Go bury yourself.
So, and I think they're planning on trying to license the patents from LinkedIn to keep the site going in some way. If they wanted to do some sort of social news thing.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you think about, so Dig kind of fell out of favor. Not a lot of people are using Dig anymore, at least that I know of.
When it's because there were a few people that made it.
That gained the whole thing. It was all about a couple of key influencers on Dig that meant whether or not you're going to show up on that first page. And so we stopped getting on the first page, I think because they don't like companies being on there. But that was even years ago. And now you think about how people are finding news. They are still going to social media, but they're going to Facebook, they're going to Twitter, all the places where it's their network and their friends, and it's much more community managed. It's not a couple of key influencers.
And it's kind of your community versus a more general group that's determining what you're going to see.
Yeah.
Which ultimately turned into like editors, right? They were telling you what you should see and what you shouldn't see.
Yeah.
No one likes that.
So lots of big changes there. We'll see if anything comes out of this new...
Is there a takeaway here? Or is this just another random story that we cobbled together? What's going on here?
There is a marketing takeaway, right? So it's not just about social media sites that come out of nowhere, like Pinterest. Nobody was paying attention to Pinterest, then all of a sudden it was everywhere. But it's also about sites that you think are huge today might not be huge in a couple of years. Maybe Facebook or Twitter will be sold off in pieces too. Who knows?
So when we talk about content and all that it can do for you as a business, Yahoo, it's really interesting. They've launched tools to support citizen journalism.
YouTube, yes.
Yes. Do you know what a citizen journalist is?
What is a citizen journalist?
Well, you know when you had like the Occupy movement or all that stuff going on with the Arab Spring, like those people that are running around on the ground sort of taking amateur video of those events.
With their phones?
Exactly, with their phones. That's citizen journalism. Well, it turns out that about a third of all the news on Yahoo right now is actually filmed that way.
Oh.
It's not coming from sort of people that are trying to be in the news, so to speak, or even just to step up. It's coming from people like you and me that happen to be somewhere as a bystander and just whipping the phone out and filming it. And it's obviously happening because there's just camera phones everywhere.
Right. Everyone has it on them all the time.
Right. So what's interesting, though, is that citizen journalists aren't necessarily held to the same standard that a broadcast news station is relative to maintaining people's privacy. Right, you always see those broadcasts where everybody's faces are blurred out and all that kind of stuff. Well, YouTube actually just released tools that actually allow you to blur out the faces of people in video. So if you've taken something like that and you want to sort of take the moral high ground and not necessarily expose them to something, you have the ability to blur out faces. But of course, there always is a drawback to something like that.
Yeah, what's the drawback?
Every single face in the video gets blurred out.
Oh.
So it's kind of like, all right, I got this big crowd here and I want to blur out everybody's face, but that guy who did the thing, well, you can't do that.
Right.
So
Or
now
what
what
if
you
you're
have
in
is
the
this video of just bodies and blurry heads and stuff, and how do you really figure out what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's going to be a little odd. I mean, I like the gesture.
Yeah, but
right,
it's a gesture, not really so much a tool.
Yeah, and it's not anything that you're mandated to do, right? It's a tool that you can use to your option if you want to bring it into play.
Because
and
you don't have to.
Right, exactly. And I think it's really that sense that you don't want to necessarily expose people. Kind of an interesting development there. We'll see what happens. I think they're going to work to revise the tool a little bit more and make it more like you can select who's obscured and who's not.
I wonder if they'll do it also for, or you could also do it for people's t-shirts with blurring out logos and whatnot.
Exactly, or other things that are less than appropriate. But
exactly. There will be a wider variety of video
right,
on
but
YouTube.
notice I'm not saying a specific word, artillery market, so no shots today.
Yeah. All right, so what's the marketing takeaway here?
Well, I think really what it comes down to is obviously online publishing tools keep getting more powerful and they keep putting more capability in the hands of individuals to do things like big news organizations do. And I think if you stay aware of how the tools change, they can obviously help you publish your content, promote it in ways that get more unique and interesting and make it more compelling.
Nice. All right, talking about people going to social media and publishing. This article was from eMarketer. They published a couple of findings from studies. So there were two studies in it. One was the American Express survey.
I'm studying how dark it is right now and cold.
It's very different. Well, we can see our audience better.
It's like we're in Denmark in January.
It feels like we're in
Cold,
Denmark
dark.
in January. It's really cold in here. So,
But we appreciate our audience sticking with us through thick and thin.
yeah, they're not falling asleep, hopefully. So, American Express survey found, they surveyed U.S. internet users. They found that half of these internet users were going to social media to complain about products or services.
Are they whining?
They're whining, they're venting. Sometimes they actually want a response. They're going to social media expecting a response from companies. Thankfully,
And are they getting one? I think not.
they're not. That's the other thing. So they found a survey. There was another survey done by Satmetrics, a customer service software company, and they found that only 49% of companies tracked and followed up with people talking to them in social media, which is crazy. And then it gets even worse when you look at the B2B companies. Only 27% of B2B companies are tracking and following up on this customer feedback. That's a crazy small percentage.
So what you have are people out there bitching about your products and you're just not listening.
Yeah. And the feedback...
That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. And, you know, we talk to people who aren't engaging in social media, and oftentimes I feel like their concern is that they don't want to have that conversation. Like, if they get in social media, they're going to hear it, they're going to have to respond. Like, they don't want that to happen. But the thing is, people are going to social media anyway. They're going to be saying these things anyway. And if you don't respond, that means they're going to keep on saying it, they're not going to change their minds, and they're going to have this continued perception of your product.
I know there are people in another room right now having really bad conversations about me.
Oh.
I just know it's happening.
Yeah. Do you want to go over there?
No.
Oh.
I'm not going to monitor that conversation.
You
See,
just
I'm
wanna
acting
stick
like a
your head-
B2B marketer, and it's just stupid.
Yeah. You're going to stick your head in the sand. That's what's
Exactly.
going to happen.
We're not sticking our head
Yeah.
in the sand anymore.
A huge lost opportunity. So that's the marketing takeaway. Your customers are going to social media whether or not you like it, so you might as well listen to it and follow up and maybe try to change their minds.
Man up, get out there, and pay attention.
Yeah.
I don't know what that meant, but I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
Got no
why not?
laughs, though.
Aw.
Miserable fail. Any tweets?
We do, of course, our favorite artillery market. He's asking, what birthday party games are planned for HubSpot today? Pin the tail on the landing page, perhaps?
Go! Fantastic.
He knows our kind of games. Okay. Pistachio is asking, since it exists but sucks, is a risk of the YouTube blurring tool that citizen journalists will be found liable for not using it? Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is uncharted territory in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Which kind of takes us a segue into our next story, which is sort of law-oriented.
This could have been a marketing fail of the week, even.
It could be.
It's pretty bad.
It's on the fringe.
Yeah.
So this one's really, really odd. So links are good, not bad. Guardlex, you're now on notice. So this story is really unbelievable. It comes to us from an internet marketing blog. It's called bigpinkcookie.com. Don't know what to make of that.
They're in the story.
Sounds
Very
delicious, though. She posted an email that she received from a company called Guardlex. I'm actually going to read this because I think it's worth it. So, should I say this guy's name?
Yeah, I mean, it's in the article. He was asking.
Well, he's emailing it all over the place, so
right.
might as well. So it says, my name is Jacob Getman, and I work in the anti-piracy department of Guardlex. We provide anti-piracy and intellectual property protection services for, let's say, ABC Company. As such, I am personally authorized to act on behalf of the owner of the aforementioned company. It has come to our attention that your website contains links to ABC Company's websites, which resulted in material financial losses for the company we represent. This material financial loss is due to search engine penalties resulting from the links originating under your control. All the links from, let's say, bigpinkcookie.com, you need to remove them as soon as possible. Please see the list of website pages in question. It is our understanding the links in question have not been authorized for use by our client, its agents, or the law. Please remove all links to ABC Company within the next 48 hours. Please do not hesitate to contact us if you are at all unsure how to remove the links. There's the scam right there. We will be happy to assist you in any way to resolve this issue as soon as possible. Looking forward to your positive reply. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that how the internet works? Like you link things together and create this magical thing called the World Wide Web? Isn't that how the intertubes kind of connect? Am I off on that?
That is the point of the internet. It links different sites together. Anyone can link to anyone else, and links are actually a good thing.
So Guardlex is single-handedly trying to completely destroy the internet.
I feel so
Fantastic.
bad. I feel so bad for these companies who are probably paying them this money to make their SEO worse.
These are those B2B companies that are not listening to the conversations in social media. They've got their heads in the sand. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah, spending money
They
in the
should
wrong
watch
places.
Marketing Update and download some HubSpot content and learn how this game works.
Yes.
Big takeaway here, there's a scam born every day. So keep your eyes out for it. Just make sure you know what you're getting into before you sign on the line that's dotted. There's all kinds of people trying to take advantage of your lack of knowledge. There's no excuse for not understanding this stuff. There's lots of stuff you can read and figure it out. Just be really aware before you do anything like that.
Yeah.
Please. What's our tip of the week, Ellie?
Well, we've had a lot of crazy stories. People.
Very random, but we've kept it real.
We have kept it real. Facing the reality of the situation, right? So the marketing tip of the week is don't be afraid to face the reality of the situation. You know, some marketing tactics that used to work just don't anymore. Yahoo used to be big, Dig used to be big, they're not anymore. Sometimes you just need to accept that fact so that you can actually do a little bit better. Maybe you'll start to work on your SEO instead of paying someone to take links away from your site.
And burying your whole business in the sand.
Yeah.
Who needs that?
No good.
Ellie, it brings us to the close of the show.
Yes.
Anything exciting planned for the weekend? I know there's one exciting thing we're going to do shortly.
It's true. Just in a couple of hours, we're going to be heading off to the HubSpot birthday party. I know you have a key role at the party.
I do. I'm going to be the host of the HubSpot Hubbies Awards. There are superlatives, things like, you know, best hair.
Yeah, you were.
Right?
Andrew was up for best hair.
I indeed was nominated. Fantastic.
Yep. So
biggest party animal.
yeah.
Lots of good awards there. So it should be fun. And we
those
also
are the
have
types of party.
it's going to be good. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
What else?
And then so tomorrow I'm going to head out to my parents' house because my brother and his family are visiting. It's going to be the first time that the family meets my new nephew. So it's pretty exciting. It's going to be a little overwhelming probably, but also really exciting.
Well, tonight's actually my wedding anniversary as well.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Yeah.
You're going to celebrate at the HubSpot party?
And no. I'm going to celebrate after the party, which is always dangerous.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Welcome to 21 years. Here we go. All right.
All right, but it should be
It was
fun.
a great show. We look forward to seeing you guys next week, 4 p.m.
Our usual time.
Absolutely.
All right,
Have a
see
great
ya.
week, everybody.